Hello, my lovely friends. My name is Ruth. How do you do? We're doing an autism chat today. If you're new to my channel, I was diagnosed with autism in October of 2021. And sometimes I talk about autism stuff on my channel. So, if you're wondering, that's why. I'm also going to tap on this like super tingly little thing I found in my desk. I like found it and I was like, this sounds so good. It's like a little wooden container. Anyways, today is kind of an impromptu video. Because I saw a video that like, I don't know, got me thinking. And I thought it was interesting. And I'm curious to see what you guys think. So we're talking about eye contact, and I don't think I've done a video about eye contact yet, so I didn't script this video. I literally just saw this like TikTok video this morning, and I was like, I want to talk about this. So if this video is a little more chaotic, it's because I'm just like talking on the fly. But so I saw this video from someone who is not autistic, but they are ADHD, I believe, or they have ADHD. I don't know what the proper term is for that, ADHD. But she said that when she is making eye contact with someone, she's not looking directly at a point on their face. She said she's perceiving the whole face. And that just sort of blew my mind. And I don't know if this is like the norm. Because obviously it's just one person. Maybe it's just her experience. So those of you watching this video who are not autistic, how do you perceive eye contact? Do you see the whole face? And I was like, wait, what? Is this real? Like, she's like, you know, I'm not thinking about where I'm looking, not like staring directly at like one eye or whatever. I'm perceiving the whole face, and that just blew my mind. And I feel like a lot of people probably feel this way. And again, I don't know if this is the common experience for like a neurotypical. Maybe it was just this one person. I need to do more research. But I thought it was so interesting. And I was thinking about it, and it kind of makes sense because like an autistic brain is more like it's better at seeing detail. Like we tend to fixate on the details instead of the whole picture, whereas a neurotypical is much better at like generalizing things. And I just I don't know, it just kind of blew my mind. Like, is that what people do? Because like when I'm thinking about making eye contact, I'm literally looking at a point on this person's face, and also thinking about like what is the appropriate amount of looking away, and like, you know, like all this stuff. Like it's very thought out. But I'd never considered that like they're just seeing the whole face. Like that's so weird to me. So please, if you are not autistic, please tell me what your experience is with eye contact. Is that what you do? I'm just like so interested. So that's what inspired this video. But I thought, you know, I'd also talk a little bit about like my experience with eye contact. And like obviously I grew up undiagnosed, so I never really thought about this sort of stuff. And when I was looking into it, I was like, oh, I make good eye contact. Like, that's never been a problem for me. But then I started paying attention to myself. And I realized that I am actually not great at it. I think I do okay when I'm listening. Like, I can look at a person a decent amount when they're talking to me. It's when I'm talking, I do not look at their face at all. And I didn't realize I was doing that until I started paying attention, because I think I just space out when I talk. Like, it's just, I'm focusing on what I'm saying and I can't focus on anything else. So yeah, that is one realization I had, like, as I was learning more about autism, is that I'm not looking at people when I'm talking. And I don't know if that's okay, like normal. Like, I don't know. I've tried to pay attention to people, like, I mean, I guess they're looking at me when they're talking because I'm looking at them and they're looking back. So I guess that is the quote-unquote norm, right? But, like, I don't do that. Like, I literally space out when I talk. And I'm just looking at a spot, I think. And so that was something I realized. And then when I am listening and looking at someone, I'm thinking about it, you know? Like, I'm thinking, you know, I'm looking at this eye, I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, can I look away now? Am I looking away too much? Like, all of these things going through my head while I'm trying to listen. It's just so silly. But I really am so interested in, like, the typical quote-unquote experience of these sorts of things. Because autistic people are kind of, like, pathologized, and, like, I don't know, we kind of pick apart our behaviors and, like, post about it on the internet, so it's easy to find other autistic experiences, but it's hard to find neurotypical experiences because they don't do this stuff. They're like, I'm normal, so like, they're not thinking about their behavior. But, like, I want a documentary on the neurotypical experience. I want to know how their brains work, how they function. Okay, can we start pathologizing neurotypical experiences? That would be very interesting to me. But I love learning, like, about how other people experience the world. It's fascinating. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. This is why I script my autism videos. So, like, I remember, okay, so I had this job interview, like, I don't know, a few years ago. And the guy who was interviewing me was like, the eye contact was intense. Like, he did not look away. And I'm, like, sitting there, like, feeling incredibly uncomfortable. Because I'm like trying to make eye contact, but I'm like, this is too much. Like, this feels not good. So I'm, like, glancing away and glancing back, and obviously when I'm talking, I like wasn't looking at them, and I was just like, that's a lot of eye contact. And I don't like, what is his experience like? Like, does that feel good? I don't know. It was just, but, like, I feel like most people look away. Like, there's like some sort of appropriate amount of time to look at someone and look away, and, like, you know, the unspoken rules that no one talks about or knows. I don't know. But the other thing I was thinking about with this video was like, okay, so if they're perceiving the whole face, is that why autistic people are bad at reading facial expressions? Because we can't perceive the whole face? Maybe? I don't know. Again, I'm just speculating. This is not based in its scientific fact. And I have not researched this at all. I just thought this video was so interesting and like so mind-blowing. The problem is I don't have anyone to ask like what the typical experience is, because my partner is like, he has very neurodivergent like experiences and they're quite similar to my own, and so we tend to just like commiserate and talk about similar things. Like he's not neurotypical, so I can't get that perspective. And like, these are not questions you're supposed to ask people, so I don't know, you guys. It's interesting. It's so interesting. The other thing I like wonder about is like, do people perceive me as rude or like strange because of the eye contact thing? Like, it's interesting because, you know, you try to be, you mask, and you try to be quote unquote normal. Like, you're putting all of your ability into this act. But they still know. Like, they still know you're different, even if you think you're doing a really good job. Like, they're not gonna outwardly say it, but like with their actions, you can tell that you're like the weird one or whatever. And I'm like, I wish people would tell me how they perceive me, like how I'm perceived, because I really don't know. But I feel like things like eye contact kind of like singles you out, you know? Like, they're like, this person's like rude, or I don't know, you know? And then I had this video suggestion on my YouTube, which was very rude, YouTube. And it was like some sort of, I don't even know what kind of channel it was, like social etiquette or something. No, it was like one of those like how to be successful, like, and get what you want or something. You know what I'm saying? You probably don't. But like how to act to get ahead or whatever. Anyways, it was a video titled what to do if someone won't make eye contact with you or something. And I clicked on it because I am interested in these sorts of things. I'm like interested in what people think about not making eye contact outside of like the autistic community, because like I think my online spaces are very neurodivergent, and so this is just like a acceptable thing, you know, but like in the real world it's not that way. So anyways, I watched this video and it was so gross, like really ableist. And it was basically saying someone who's not making eye contact with you while you're having a conversation is rude, and it's like all these tricks to make them look at you, and I'm like, ew. Like, this is gross. And I did check the comment section, and like one of the first comments, or maybe a couple of the first comments, were autistic people being like, yeah, I'm autistic and this is not cool. So I do think she responded and was like, thank you for your perspective and blah blah blah. So maybe she learned, I don't know. But I was like, this is what people think of us? Like, that's cool? Like, Are we not past this already? Like, eye contact does not mean it's a social construct, okay? Like, stop trying to put meaning into not making eye contact. It doesn't mean that you're rude. It doesn't mean that you're a liar. Like, all of these things we've told people about not making eye contact are just not true. And we need to stop. We need to stop doing that. And I feel like that's kind of built into a lot of like how to be successful, or like how to be a leader, or like how to connect with people. I don't know, all of these like how to be successful type things are always like, you need to make good eye contact. It's just like, can we stop? Let's just stop. Because it's a social construct, right? And like, I'm fairly certain there are cultures where making eye contact is rude, like it's disrespectful. And I haven't done any research on that, so I've just heard that. So I think that's true, but it's a social construct. You know, we created this. And like, the weird thing is, to me, like, biology nerd, animal lover, so like, is there any other animal species that like views eye contact as positive? Because I feel like it's normally a sign of aggression. Am I wrong? Is there a species of animal that's like, yes, make eye contact with me, I love it? You know, like other primates view eye contact as aggression, you know? Why are we like this? Why are we obsessed with eye contact? Oh, you know what? The other thing that I will mention is that I really like, or like, I prefer social situations where the focus is on something else. And I think it's because I don't have to look at the person when I'm talking. We're just like focusing on something else, you know? Like walking, you know? If you're walking somewhere, you're just like looking ahead and not looking at each other. Or like doing art together or something. You're both focusing on art instead of having to look at each other. Like, I like that sort of stuff, you know? I like having something else to focus on outside of the we are together only to talk. Like, those situations are not my favorite. And I think part of that is that when I have something else to look at, I don't need to think about looking at this person and being a certain way and looking at, you know, all this stuff. I'm just like doing a thing and we can talk if we want, you know? And what is that? It's like parallel play, right? That's the type of socializing I like to do. Parallel play. Like, I do sometimes like to be around other people. But I don't like the we are here to socialize. You have to follow all the social rules and think about all these things. No, I want to be doing something. I don't want to be looking at you and like, yeah. And I think like the lack of need to make eye contact is part of that. Anyways, this video is kind of a less scripted video. It's sort of more of a chat, but I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm genuinely curious, if you're not autistic, what your experience of this is. Because that video blew my mind. Like, what? You just see the whole face. The whole face. But it makes sense. It does make sense. Because they're much better at generalizing things. Sorry, I'm talking to us. They're much better at generalizing things and seeing the big picture. And we're better at seeing the details and not the full picture. So, like, it makes sense. But it's fascinating. So, yeah, feel free to leave your comments below. I might do more. I'm talking too fast. I might do some more research on this topic because it's fascinating. And yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I love you guys, and I'll see you on my next video. Okay.